Hi folks, hope you're doing well. I've been thinking the last couple of days about a few things, and we're realising a few things. Quite weird actually. I was saying a long time ago that sons of God, it would simply be a case that we would just be walking with the understanding that God has done everything. That everything that needs to be done, God has already planned way ahead, and we just need to walk. We don't need to worry about what's going on around us. And so to the last couple of days, my thinking has gone on to that point of that God is thinking, I was being human about it and saying, maybe 1,000 steps ahead. Yeah, right. way more. But that's even the case in your life. So that's why when we think of what we expect that God might do, we can be disappointed, because then what God does is completely different to what we thought God might do. And the reason for that is God is thinking 10,000, a million, 10 million steps ahead. And with our limited ability, we might be able to think 10 steps ahead, or maybe 100. If we're really, really good, then 100, but mostly 10 steps ahead. And so we're thinking it's going to be A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Whereas God might know that actually something else needs to be done to set that up. Something that looks as if it's not good has to be done to set that up. Well, because I was speaking to God even today about the point of something I mentioned many, many times about restoration. Because there's so many parts of my body that aren't great, and so my belief is that God is going to restore me, restore parts to their best. And I've been struggling with that because I'm still waiting. And I was struggling with it today, but then what into my head was quite beautiful actually, which was, who would have put that there? Who would have put the idea of restoration there? It's not something we see common in the Bible, is it? It's not something I've ever heard spoken about in church, where we should be expecting or believing in God restoring us because he did it for Abraham and Sarah. I've never heard that in church. I've never heard anyone else speaking about that they're believing that God is going to restore them in such a way. So therefore, if it's something that I'm believing in God for, then it didn't come from me. That's a certainty. I mean, it could have come from the devil, but it certainly didn't come from me. I mean, of all the things I could have picked out, why would that have been the thing? There's so many other rare things that happen in the Bible. Very, very rare things that I could have picked out. Yeah. So, quite interesting in that point. And again, about God planning so far ahead and stuff. And the way he thinks is going to be way beyond our ability. Way beyond our ability. We often do limit our understanding of what God can do, what God is likely to do, based upon our limited ability, not based upon his ability. And so, but it's like this court case. It's still ongoing about the dogs. Yeah. And as I said before, when I went to plea, I was fully planning on pleading not guilty. But then, as I was going into the courtroom, Father said things aren't going to go the way you wanted today. Sorry. The way I wanted was to plead not guilty and for Father to be glorified in that. And God says things aren't going to go the way you wanted today. Well, that's what I wanted. So therefore, certainly when I saw how incredibly incompetent and useless my lawyer or solicitor was, I knew that I had to plead guilty to something. Because my understanding was, and wrongly, but my understanding was that the trial would happen that day. And when I saw my solicitor, I thought I've got no chance. Not with him. My God, no chance at all with him. No. Now, had I known that the trial would be months later, maybe even a year later, well then, I would have probably still said not guilty. Probably. If I'd have been determined to represent myself, I'd find someone else. To raise the money to find someone else, because I knew that the case was that easy to prove not guilty. It wasn't difficult in any way, shape or form. They don't have evidence in any way, shape or form. They didn't have evidence. I had plenty of evidence. I knew that. Right, the fact that I did videos. I mean, the incident happened on the 26th of August 2021. I have videos of the day later of all the dogs going out for walkies. So you can see the dogs were involved in the incident. Covey and Lockie down. Walking along happily, no issues. They've got no issues with their walking. No issues with how they are in their emotional way or mental way. Nothing at all. So in court I could show all of that. Does it look like they've been suffering in any way? No. So I would have had time to plan all that and get all that and get all the clips ready for court. I could have presented with that. I would have challenged the other side. But God said no. That's not the way he wanted me to do things. Because for me, I wanted to take the SSPCA to court, basically. I wanted to destroy them. This is still something that I speak to God about on a nearly daily basis now. It has not gone away. No, it has not gone away in any way, shape or form. But the reality is, with regard to this, I have no idea what God is planning. I don't know. It could very well be that when I next go to court, the sheriff basically says, okay, all done. You take care, bye-bye. That's it, over. That may just be it. But something else may happen, or something else may happen. It could be incredible. It could be nothing. That's the reality. That is the reality. I don't know. But I'm not going to go there with any expectation. I'm just going to go there and say, okay, Father, do what you want to do. I'm not going to worry about what's going on around me. I'm just going to let you do whatever you want to do, and I'm going to be focused on that. So today I went out for a walk with Bambini, come across 3 nuns, and so I was speaking to them, and that was lovely. Just sharing what I'd said on the video the other day about, are you a sinner or are you a son? Just sharing that with them. And sharing that point about identity, and if we identify as a sinner, it means that we have to sin. To be a sinner, you have to sin. It's a rather, wrong way of thinking, isn't it? So the church to see the people in church as sinners still, and encourage people to see themselves as sinners still, is, well, that isn't of God, no. But it was lovely, just sort of, just being friendly with these 3 young ladies, and just sowing that seed and leaving it to God. Letting God deal with it however he wants to. So there you go. I'm going to leave you to it. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Enjoy. Bye-bye.